Professor M. Omar Rahman, Honorable Members from IUB's Board of Trustees, Honorable Dean School of Business, Professor Dr. Sarwar Uddin Ahmed, distinguished members from Business Advisory Board of School of Business IUB, Honorable Deans and Department Heads from different schools, my fellow colleagues and management bodies, and dear students, a very good afternoon to all of you. Today, we have gathered together here for a very special occasion in this beautiful auditorium. This is the day to celebrate the recent achievement of the School of Business IUB, for which we are elated. I think it will be better to hear the story of this achievement from someone who has relentlessly strived along with his team for the last 1.5 years and has reached this school to a new height. Please welcome the Dean of School of Business IUB, Professor Dr. Sarwar Uddin Ahmed, to share his experience behind this occasion.
Especially for the benefits of the student. If we hear about accreditation, the first question that comes to our mind that why does it matter? Why we need accreditation? Well, especially for new students who are trying to get admitted in a new program, a school or a university, accreditation is very useful. Why it is useful? Because before they enroll into a particular program, they must know the faculty members, department and curricula of that particular program is of a certain standard. And for us, this standard is ACBSP. ACBSP is non-local. He been especially impressed with our report that we have produced and have some favorable comments about that one. And finally, we have some comments from
the other members that you saw on the screen. The other personalities are also very leading lights in their own professions. People like Abraham War of Standard Chartered Bank, who's much younger than me, Shehzad Muneem, and so on. So it's a fantastic advisory board that your university has assembled. And we hope that this advisory board will be able to contribute in its own way to the functioning of the university, of the council, although the time that is available to us is very limited. IUB, set up by these leading entrepreneurs who are selfless. They have nothing to gain financially or by name from here because they're already famous, well established. They don't need one more picture in the newspapers. They've done it, having been successful in their respective vocations, professions. They have invested for you, the millennials, for the future of this nation. Before, I remember one of my friends, his wife and 3 other ladies set up a school in Chittoor. And I said, you're very rich. You can send off your children to school, whether in India, Malaysia, or the United Kingdom. And then they will go on to universities elsewhere in the world. And he told me a very important thing. He said, look here, Anis, if I send my child away at the age of 10, 11 from my house, I lose him forever. He goes off, she goes off to his public school or a private school and then goes on to university and we never get them back. At least if we can keep them till they are about, say, 18, 19, grade 12, and then they go away, we have better bonding, better belongingness. And those children then tend to come back to the country to become again leaders. I thought that was a very significant thing he said. And the school he set up, I won't name it, became a very well-established school and also now has a branch here. Similarly, the other schools that were set up here. So the only thing that you had before was the University of Dhaka. Basically, where most of us went to, all the people sitting in the front row are all mostly Dhaka University students, including myself. And there was nothing else. Today, I don't know, I've lost count how many universities there are. There could be 60 or 70 universities. I'm sure Professor Omar Rahman has the right figure. And of course, there are various grades and categories, not all are equal. But definitely, your university, IUB, has achieved a great name for itself. It's distinct, it stands out, it's unique. Especially because of the dedication of the Board of Trustees and the teachers and the administrators and yourself, the students who come from all over Bangladesh, from various backgrounds. And actually, it's quite, as they say, like to say in Canada, they believe in diversity. diversity in religion, diversity in race, diversity in background from what sort of families you come to. And they like to put everybody together in a melting pot and make the new Canada. So you can see how progressive Canada is, unlike many other nations. So here also I can see in the audience a very diverse background of people. And it's very nice to see a very good number of ladies over here. Yesterday I went somewhere else, the Bangladesh Institute of Bank Management, and over there in the audience of like 150 people I only counted 10 ladies. I feel very disappointed. But here I'm very excited to see the ladies over here because the ladies are more important. They become mothers, they become wives, and what they say and do is very important. And it's more exciting that when the results come out of various public examinations, it's the ladies who do better. This means they are
honorable members of the Board of Trustees, my fellow colleagues in the Faculty and Administration, respected members of our Business Advisory Council, distinguished guests, and most importantly, dear students. And of course, guardians, if there are any in the audience. This is really good afternoon and welcome to IUB for those of you who are coming from outside, and for those of you who come here infrequently, welcome to IUB. This is really a very, very proud moment for me. First of all, I should say that coming late in the roster of speakers is always a bit of a problem, especially if you're following someone as articulate as Mr. Anis Khan. Anis is a very old friend, but he has the habit of embarrassing me every time by being very fulsome in his praise, which I'm not sure I fully deserve. I can say without any hesitation that it is very difficult to follow someone who is so articulate, so erudite, and who so brilliantly sums up the issue, no matter what the topic is. So Anis, you're a hard act to follow. And, you know, Professor Sarwar has beautifully, I think, and very cogently and comprehensively told you all about the story of the ACBSP accreditation story. But I want to give a little bit of a background as to where this sits with regard to the university as a whole. As I think Mr. Anis Khan alluded to, this university was founded by a group of visionaries roughly 25 years ago. We, in fact, are going to celebrate our 25th anniversary next year. And I want to give a little bit of perspective. In 1993, there were no private universities. There were, at that point, I think, 11 public universities, 6 legacy universities which had been there since 1971, and several that had been added. But by and large, not only in Bangladesh, but in the whole region, in South Asia, public universities were it. That had been the prevailing model for hundreds of years, and that remained the model. It took a group of visionary individuals to recognize that the world needed more choice, that Bangladeshis needed more choice, that Bangladeshi students, and I think it's also a testament to the amazing growth in educational opportunities in Bangladesh as a whole. You know, we're always thinking, and I tell my students this, you know, when we were growing up, the picture of Bangladesh was always about doom and gloom, you know, natural disasters, man-made disasters, floods, you know, and the picture as a whole that the world had of Bangladesh is, you know, almost a surprise that this country has actually survived. But I think the real story is not only have we survived, we have thrived. And I think that is increasingly recognized. Several speakers, in fact, we were very fortunate to have the American ambassador come and visit IUB yesterday. And, you know, oftentimes it takes somebody other than us to point out to us how far we have come and how the world now looks at us. We are a pioneer in lots of different ways, and our young generation must take pride and should take pride that we are seen as an iconic country, a country that has braved unbelievable odds, and not only has it come out, but it has come out shining. In every possible way, we are a role model. Let me just give a couple of examples, because I think it's important to put the story of IUB in the context of the country as a whole, because IUB is in part and parcel of Bangladesh. The success of IUB is the success of Bangladesh. IUB couldn't exist without the context of Bangladesh, and And Bangladesh is hundreds of IUBs put together. Just in education, 40 years, 40 to 50 years. Infant mortality has gone down dramatically, child mortality has gone down dramatically, maternal mortality has gone down substantially. No one thought it was possible when 1971 happened. And there was this oft-repeated and remark that's attributed to Henry Kissinger, who unfortunately, actually it turns out it wasn't him, but a member of his staff in the National Security Council of the US. Henry Kissinger was the Secretary of State under Nixon. Said he described Bangladesh as a basket case and wondered whether it would even survive. And this was part of the reason why strategically the US did not back Bangladesh, because they didn't think that we would make it. And I was very, very happy that the American ambassador acknowledged this historical mistake. And she said that yesterday to our students and to our faculty, that America and Bangladesh started off on a rocky start, but since then America, I think, and not entirely because of altruism, but also because of strategic interests. So, I want to tell students that you are living at a time in history where this is the best that Bangladesh has ever been. And this is because this generation of people, the people who were the visionaries, who believed in Bangladesh, who invested in Bangladesh, who are not the people who decided that there were no opportunities and that whose family started a school in Chittagong, with basically the same idea that our students, all the hard work in getting out this recognition.
To speak after our second speaker, Anis Khan, because it makes it difficult for him to follow and a hard act to follow. Now I have a double problem. I have two hard acts to follow. However, I shall try to see the best that we can do about it. This has been a lot of, for the School of Business especially, a lot of hard work for I think past 2 years. This achievement has come through these 2 years of hard work with patience and perseverance. I know it for a fact because I have been riding on them for the past 2 years. So it's been very difficult, I know for a fact. Congratulations, others have congratulated, but I should also do the same because it is important, they deserve it. Congratulations to the Dean, Dr. Sarwar, the Dean of the School of Business, and his team, the faculty members, both full-time and the adjunct. Very important, not possible without them. The office management and the support staff of the School of Business. I know they are the unsung heroes and heroines. They play a very important role in getting things done, but they're never seen outside. The Business Advisory Board, today represented by Anis Khan, as you know, the Managing Director of Mutual Trust Bank. And we also have from the Advisory Board, Mrs. Runa as well here. Thank you for coming. Anis has been, and the Advisory Board has been very useful in giving us advice, and we are sure and we hope that they will continue to do so, because the job is not over yet. By having this, we have a lot more work to do. Anis has been, I would say, to have the best School of Business in the country. We're almost there. And I think it should be there, we should be in that position soon. After that, play an important role in the region, South Asia, Southeast Asia. For the moment, I'll not go beyond that, let us achieve these objectives first. The Board of Trustees, we are not here for money. We all have our own business. We established Independent University of Bangladesh almost 25 years ago to provide quality higher education in Bangladesh. This we feel is our payback to our country, Bangladesh. All the surplus income that we have gets plowed back into the university for the students, the faculty, and the management of IUB. We will continue to do so because we believe in this principle, and we will continue to hope and work in the direction of becoming a seat of excellence in the not too distant future. The students, you are our most important asset. All this is for you. Please take full advantage of the opportunity available to you. Do it now. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Tomorrow may be too late. And I would also in this August gathering like to take the opportunity to thank and congratulate our Department of Computer Science for their remarkable success in the university's Rover Challenge, which was held in Utah, USA, I think last month. We have done very well there. So this has been a good month, the last 2 months. The School of Business
has been developed tremendously, and the last decade, since last few decades, we are now getting up. We are now regaining our quality of education and trying to get back our past glory. And IUB has done a tremendous job to slowly and gradually, we are now getting back our own glory, biggest glory. So I really thank you very much for the, to all the teaching staffs here and also the faculty members, students, for doing the tremendous job to bring glory for the honorary institution. And as a member of the Board of Trustees, we can assure that we will create a situation where you can get all the logistics support from the Board of Trustees to improve our quality of education over the years, much more.
Respected members of the Business Advisory Board, Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected deans of various schools, my colleagues, students and guests. On this occasion, I take the privilege to conduct a vote of thanks. I, on behalf of the School of Business, would like to thank all the participants for gracing the honor. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Abdul Hai Sharkar, Chairman ESTCDT, and all honorable trustees for having the vision to establishing IUB and providing us the support to become a global institution. I would also take the pleasure to thank our Honorable Chairman of Board of Trustees, Mr. Rashid Chaudhary, for his valuable contribution and constant support to pursue the prestigious ACBSP for the School of Business. I also wish to express my gratitude to all the members of the Business Advisory Board for their valuable advice and cooperation.